Hello, everybody. It's Shawana and Tara Zim here from YourSacredTransformation.com. And today is day 331 in this long journey of 366 days to transform all fears back into love. In case you're just joining me for the first time, I've been on a crazy experiment this year to literally go after every single fear I could imagine in many different areas of life: love, relationship, vulnerability, sexuality, money. Now we're in the existential, environmental ones, and we'll be in more before the end of the year. And it's been an amazing journey. I am happy to be here, and today's subject is how facing global warming made me grow up and take action. How facing global warming made me grow up and take action. I was one of those people in my early 20s who was just so upset continuously at the tragedies that I saw affecting our beautiful, precious earth. I was one of those people that cried in the dark and um, wrote letters to Mother Earth apologizing for the harm that we had done and hoped that we would be forgiven. And there was a way that my position, I realized over time, was sort of victimized. I felt victimized by the process of what was happening. And I was young. I was in my early 20s, early to mid 20s, and there reached a critical mass point where I just couldn't live with the fear of dying through some kind of occurrence related to global warming. And again, it wasn't talked a lot as much as it is now. Back then, that was in the early 90s when I was in my early 20s. And reaching that critical mass point was very painful. I had had many sleepless nights, and I had a news alert where I would look for, things that were going wrong with the earth. And when I would find out what they were, it was like a personal stab in my heart. And so I just realized that that kind of living, for any of you who have had fears of global warming and what it's doing, I know there's a lot of people, became completely and totally unsustainable. I had to learn that in order to truly mature and to grow up, it was really, really important for me to open up to and develop a more mature plan of action. It's not that I wasn't conscious then, but there was so much more room to be conscious that I was willing to finally embrace. So that looked like, cutting down on using plastic, or not at all if I can at all help it. Recycling, vigorously, not just little pieces. Um, Committing to real consciousness around water usage. In the last couple years, it became installing solar panels in my home. Um, in the last year, I've also become really conscious of how many straws get put in the earth. Each day, I think it's 500,000 if I'm correct. So I really don't want to use straws. I want to have biodegradable straws, or a glass straw or something like that. And, just one by one making adjustments in my adult life about how I wanted to engage in a more sacred and precious relationship with the earth. And I learned that the amount of fear that I actually had about dying of climate change and seeing things happen to communities affected by climate change, um, there was a lot more for me to do. There still is a lot more for me to do. It's like that much life force energy, if I removed it from fear, could be put into creation. And that's a really valuable takeaway that I've had. And I became happier. It's not that I'm thrilled about climate change or about how people treat the earth today, because I know there's still many problems that we're eagerly trying to solve. However, what's different is that there's far greater consciousness in people. It's great to see the amount of people using recyclable bags, and to see cities issue bans on creating plastic bags. And I prefer to use my consciousness to continue to pray and intend that that momentum continues. I like the trend and the way that it's going. So, if you are a person who has struggled with the fear of global warming, I want to invite you to see of that life force energy how you would like to spend it differently. What would it be like for you to take all that life force that you have spent in the fear and put it towards creative things that will actually help our planet? Your voice is valuable, your energy is valuable, your intention is valuable. And so if you're lighting up fear, there's that much less of it available for other creative, helpful, healing projects for our earth and our planet. And our planet needs you to be active and creative and constructive when it comes to helping her. So this is an invitation to you to again re-examine that relationship with fear of climate change as we go through all the different fears that are possible. This is definitely one that people ask me to speak about, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you think and your suggestions and comments. How do you deal with your fears of climate change? What actions are you taking, and what are some new things that you have taken this year? Thanks for being with us. We'll be back again tomorrow. Take care.